Ubisoft and other companies are failing to earn their shareholders' return on investment because instead of hiring and listening to actual, adult industry consultants like me, unlike Ubisoft, I have a number of new games I'm working on that I need to finish developing.
If you've watched many of Gerald's videos, or my previous videos on him, you'll have heard claims like this many times. He knows how to guide industries, he understands business, and he has to finish his games. But what is that business plan? And where are all these games he keeps saying he's pumping out as quickly as possible? The answer to both of those questions is Africa. The KaiOS business is focusing on distributing in Africa and other countries where it is difficult for people to afford Android and iPhones. KaiOS phones are low cost to manufacture, so it's easier for people to afford. They're trying to connect more people to the internet with modern devices. And I'll hand it to him, as a businessman, he's doing his research. You know how when games come here from other countries, they take the sharp edges off so no one will get offended? Gerald's doing that research for Africa. Regarding one of the games he was working on, he said, "This RPG doesn't feature potions. We view potions as a whimsical, magical, fun, beneficial idea. But in Africa, it is more likely to be associated with witches who poison people with potions to kill or control them. So my KaiOS games will consider the culture differences in Africa." He further clarifies, "I've been studying about general culture in Africa, so I don't do anything insulting or offensive." But for some reason, he didn't consider even for a second how offensive it is for him to call himself a video game industry professional when this is his output. But our boy Gerald is laughing all the way to the bank, right? Everyone in Africa's playing his games. In fact, as of May last year, he'd already earned 27 cents, and he reckoned it would be worth it after he had 20 or 30 games out. The very definition of a shovelware dev. I don't understand why some people are still saying he isn't. And I certainly don't understand how anyone is a fan of his output. Though they do exist. One showed up in my comment section and I checked out his channel.
The game room, of course, is in a basement, and they found black mold in the rafters of the basement.
Poor guy's been breathing in spores, hallucinating a masterpiece as he plays Gerald's trash. So back on topic, Gerald loves Africa. But did you know he also loves African Americans? Games industry speeches are not the first speeches Gerald uploaded to YouTube. See, there's this guy, you might have heard of him, he's called George Floyd. He got kneeled on the 25th of May 2020. And then on the 6th of June, Gerald posted, "These are words of encouragement for my fellow Americans fighting for what is right. I'm neither a political figure nor anyone of importance, and I am powerless to effect positive change in the world. Please share my message with friends and family you think would be encouraged by these words. My soul is hurting for all of you who are suffering during this incredible moment in history. This is not my wheelhouse. I'm terrified of posting this, but there are Americans out there with the courage to do far more than I ever could." Attached was a video titled "Save America, #Black Lives Matter." Sadly, that video is now deleted, so we will never see— Just kidding, he uploaded it directly to Facebook as well. Stay strong, my fellow Americans. This is a fight against evil. No matter how badly we are hurt, we will win this. #Black Lives Matter, #Save America. Please help me share my message with friends and family. This video is almost too good to be believed.
Please, America, do not let that evil continue to destroy our country. Do not let everything we love and believe in be crushed under a drunk, endlessly hungry evil.
Guys, I think he might not like Trump very much. Let's double check.
We are now staring evil straight in the eyes. That evil isn't just standing at our front doors asking to come inside. That evil is inside our homes. That evil is inside your home. And that evil is taking what makes our country strong and beautiful and twisting and perverting our country into something disgusting. That evil with its drunk, bloodshot eyes is telling you that he is right. Everything he says is right, and everything you believe in is wrong. That evil has lied and convinced us that his way is right. But now is the time for us to be Americans, to stand up and say no more. I will not be lied to, and I will not be beaten anymore. It's time to save America.
You know, I'm starting to believe that this Fruit Loop may have been telling the truth when he DM'd me to say his true secret mission was to save minorities in gaming. But of course, that video is from 5 years ago.
I personally don't like politics at all. I think it sucks. It's boring. I don't care about politics. I don't really care about leaning to one side or the other.
Just gonna be real. People can change their mind, and they do all the time. Going from Trump is the end of America speeches to I don't really care about politics is a weird one for me. Oh, but harmful, it's over 5 years. Anything can happen over 5 years. This doesn't prove that he has no values whatsoever. Alrighty, let's give this one a spin then.
Now, in recent media, with TV and movies and video games, media has been setting out to destroy men and the image of being a strong man. For some reason, they think that it is time to tear down men and replace them with women.
To a certain segment of the audience, I would ask you not to be a clapping seal for a moment. Ooh, man on screen said thing I agree with. The point here is, our boy, for a long time, was absolutely dropping culture war content left and right. Let's look at another example. His incredibly suspicious story about how feminists came into a cancer hospital and changed the environment so that he no longer felt comfortable playing the fiddle there. He doesn't actually say what changed, or make it clear whether he was kicked out or chose to leave, despite the title being he was kicked out, but that's not the point. Check out how he's talking.
I would not bend the knee to these neo-feminists who the internet would describe as woke, but it's more than just woke. It's neo-feminism, and it's not about them fighting for equality. It's them fighting for superiority and control.
The most blatant culture war slop pandering of all time. I think that's pretty hard to deny. In his own words, he is speaking out against a destructive cultural movement, and the video is an explanation of why he cares so much. But Gerald does deny it a few months later.
Your culture war is barely a grain of sand to me. I do not care about your culture war, yet people keep insisting that I'm engaging in their culture war.
No idea why they'd say that. I guess they're just nuts. Guy goes from Trump being the end of the world to not caring at all, to flipping sides and feminism's influence on culture's the end of the world. Then, blam, he doesn't care about it at all. So what does he care about? He actually addresses that in this video, where he talks about people saying things that apparently annoy him.
I'm going to share a photo with you. I've shared this before on the channel. This is the last photo I have of me and my friend Scotty.
Oh, cancer friend. Mark that off on your bingo card. Let's be good faith though. Let's say he's not just pulling out his dead or dying friends every time he wants to manipulate people into accepting what he says. Maybe there's a good reason he is so attached to these old men. Well, turns out there is a reason there's such a big deal to him, and he talks about it in a video where he's complaining about his game not selling much and apologizing to fans for not delivering what he should have.
I just want to share a little bit about myself with you guys. I grew up in California. I moved to Australia when I was 19. And I'm certain, like a lot of people, I had an extremely abusive father. Terrible man, did nothing but hurt the people around him. And I was lucky that at some point in my life, I found a father figure, someone who treated me like an actual son. And
Alright, abusive dad, just horrible to everyone around him, didn't treat him like a son. So the old men are a replacement, specifically a guy called Don. That's his main father figure.
And I've proven myself to him. This is the only person who I have to prove myself to that matters, and I've already done that.
Only one guy in the world he cares about. Just this old man. Father, abusive monster to everyone around him. Never treated you as a son, alright, nice. So I've DM'd Sungrand asking about this, and haven't received a response yet, but what in the hell is this, Gerald? I hope viewers can appreciate why I've heavily censored this, but it sure looks to me like you've tagged your parents into a photo and they've responded with pride at you making your way in Australia. 6 years ago, the lady who appears to be his mother was posting under one of his promos, "This sounds very exciting, our boy. So proud of your accomplishments. Love, mom and dad." Just 3 years ago, the man who appears to be his father left a nice comment on one of his pictures, and Gerald liked it.
I had an extremely abusive father. Terrible man, did nothing but hurt the people around him.
2 years after saying this, you're liking his comments on Facebook? Your mother's public posts are just how much she loves this guy, and how they celebrated a massive anniversary recently. The only guy in the world you care about is that old man, but you were tagging your parents into photos, clearly caring what they thought of what you were up to. If I've made a mistake, let me know. I really don't think I have, based on all I've seen. I already asked privately, but I'll ask here as well. Gerald, did you slander your family as a ploy for sympathy? Because your game had some bugs, people were upset at you, and you were mad you didn't get many sales? He repeated these claims more recently, by the way, but he was much softer.
So, like a lot of people out there, I grew up with a biological father who wasn't great. He did a lot more harm than good. And so it was I had quite a difficult childhood.
20,000 people saw that. You use your real name and you have a public Facebook account. The man who appears to be your father is very, very easily identified. If he is this horrible monster, then fair enough. Still disgusting how you tried to use him to garner sympathy, but okay. But if you were lying, if he is not just a terrible man who does nothing but harm everyone around him, if he didn't subject you to extreme abuse as a child, I think you've got to post a retraction, brother. That's evil.